There's got here, and it's time to talk about. I still have no idea what I watched with Dandadan. I was in my mind expecting a race. We technically got a race playing tag, then a crab came in, then it just. I still don't know what I'm watching, but I'm having a lot of fun with this one, and they went crazy with the animation, the point of views, especially when they're running with that first person cam, but insane things happening, but I'm still super confused about a lot of things. So let's get into the episode and talk about it. Now, probably the best thing so far for me with the series are the characters, the dynamic between them, especially the bickering, the jokes, the comedy here, even at the start, Okarun and Momo in the tunnel. Having that moment to decide who goes in first, and then they both gave up and went in together. And how do you defeat this granny, this turbo granny? And then the random titan head showed up, then two of them. It looked really cool. I really liked the way they did that, blocking both sides of the tunnel there. That kind of fisheye view we had in that scene. And the turbo granny kind of takes control over it, to say, like, they had a plan going in, and of course it goes to shit, kind of like the usual in a lot of things here. And Okarun tries to transform. He still gets that demoralized with him, but doesn't last long, his transformation, because the granny actually takes away the power, kind of gives him back his dick, so he loses the transformation. That's how they defeated her. It's just pure cinema what happened here. But I liked how they're about to be eaten, and Momo probably has the most fun this episode. She's in the last scene last week. Let's have some fun, smiles, and even throughout this episode she felt very much in control, and I really like that how she approaches situations, and how strong she is mentally, not to say physically here. And she's able to taunt the turbo granny per Seiko's advice to have this bet. I was expecting an actual straight up race, like just, hey, from A to B, who's gonna be the fastest, but you can't really defeat her like that, so they decide to play tag, but having to play by the rules. Count 10 minutes and then catch us. And she was holding her finger behind the back, so they're probably gonna cheat Momo. But yeah, the turbo granny, I don't think she's gonna play fair. She starts counting, and interesting way of counting: 1, 2, 3, 5,000, 20,000. She skips instantly to 10 minutes. Hey, technically, they didn't say how to count, so, well, yes, not actually 10 minutes. She sort of, kind of, didn't really break the rules, kind of bending them. I really like that from the turbo granny there. But she catches Momo, actually puts her in a weird prison a bit, and now it's Okarun's turn, so he also gets his own 10 minutes. Of course, 10 minutes. There's no way he could run off. But he has the best moment, quick thinking here. Would you have been able to do the same? Now, this is a bit of a revenge, and I really like this twist. Wouldn't have been able to run away. Punching, kicking, wouldn't have done anything. Just giving up would have been the same result. So what does he do? He bites her tits. Smart, genius move. Why not? And thanks to the armor, it actually works out a bit. Kind of cancels out her powers. When in doubt, bite the teeth out. best plan of action. But she gets mad and actually fully possesses him, like her entire form, and she rips out the ceremonial clothes there. And Momo, thanks to that, is able to do the same thing like they talked last episodes, with how she sees aura around people. Previously there was only a part of the turbo granny inside the Okarun, but right now it's full, her entire spirit power, and Momo catches her the same way. This, she kind of trapped herself thanks to this, and Momo starts crushing her and locking her inside the Okarun, and I'm like, okay, we can go from here. I didn't expect a wild crab to show up. Like, from last episode we know that the Turbo Granny fused with this territorial spirit here, but this territorial spirit is a ginormous crab. I'm like, okay, this just got weirder even more now. They had to deal with the Turbo Granny, now they have a giant spirit crab wanting the granny back, and they start running. Okarun transforms because he's able to now, again, thanks to the granny being in him, and Momo gets grabbed and he just runs, but he couldn't take the curb because Momo was too heavy. I was like, he's gonna pay for that comment, right? Maybe later on. But they have this free fall, multiple free falls in this episode. They barely make this safe landing. No, I'll say more like crash landing. He's able to spin his legs into helicopter at least for a bit to slow down the descent, and they have to run again after that. And the first person running we had here, it looked so good, like the point of view, the camera, Science Saro cooked with this one. Awesome here, looked insane having that point of view, being chased by a crab, and Momo getting embarrassed because nobody else could see the crab. They tried to go into this hot spring building, the crab was just crashing in, but thankfully with the hot water they were able to boil it, kind of slowing down its movements. Momo has really quick thinking also, not bite the teeth level, but still very much so quick thinking there. But suddenly a crowd of people starts rushing them. Apparently there's spirits from the cemetery nearby. The Turbo Granny uses them here. I'm like, okay, we went from a spirit in a tunnel, the Turbo Granny. That was already insane. Then we had a teeth-biting moment. Then a random crab. Then helicopter legs. And now we have dead spirits, undead, going after them. And Mom was like, just go full trotter one more time. He has two uses of it, he already used one. And she starts helping with the steering, kind of like spider webs. Or Luffy using his rubber hands to move his direction there. And they just go for it. Spirits, crabs, Turbo Granny after them, like everybody was after them. They even start leaping buildings, another free fall, another crash landing. They barely make it there, but the Turbo Granny got away from Okarun because Momo got distracted with everything that happening and actually starts beating them and seemingly winning here, and fuses with the crab. And I like how she's like, you sons of bitches, you're using modern slang to deceive older people. But Momo coming in clutch with the quick thinking. She saw it before the train, she grabs it 1 second and they get pulled with the train here. But the Turbo Granny catches up in a curve because the train had to slow down here. Thankfully this was part of the plan, or at least it worked in the end. Seiko was also there with the barrier, so they finally make it out to the next city, kind of winning this one because they were out of the territory. And the crab turns into bubbles, and I was like, did it release some girls there? But then we see the reveal here, and this one kind of tragic. Like, so far was fun games, weird shit happening all over the place, but the girls that were released are spirits of abused people in the tunnel that have had really fucked up things done to them here. And there's a tragedy also to the Turbo Granny. She goes to these places to comfort those spirits, but I really like the rules for coexistence here in the world, according to Seiko. Like, the dead have to respect the living, but also vice versa. The living have to respect the dead, which is very true. And if the living go into the dead's territory and start mocking them, hey, you kind of did that to yourself here. But also when the dead, the spirits on, start killing people, the others have to do something about it and kick them out. So this is why I really like that segment here of the episode. Fun games, everything being weird as fuck so far, but this one took a bit more serious turn. And I do hope at some point we're gonna get some semblance of a plot or something happening. So far I'm enjoying the animation, the characters, the comedy here. I'm all here for it, but I do hope we're gonna get, I don't know, something to latch on. Like, I'm all for episodic comedy and things like that, but I enjoy more when there's a plot or a goal moving forward. So I do hope we get to see that. But the aftermath scene was also really fun. They finally go home. Then we have Momo and Seiko bickering over crab, because of course they were gonna eat the crab there, and Okaron didn't want food. He was willing to share it. And Seiko's like, "Are you a man? And show me your dick to prove that you have something down there." Starts running after him in the house. But I really liked how Momo said it, like Seiko wanted to cheer him up a bit. And one of the best scenes in the episode, like, both of them are great together, but they didn't really have really close friends, so to say, especially Okarun. And when they said their goodbyes, both of them thinking, wait, is this actual goodbye? Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. I really liked that scene. And when Momo said, see you tomorrow, and you're so happy, okay. So they're gonna keep hanging out together. But yeah, I'm really curious where the series is gonna go right now. We're 3 episodes in, animation off the charts, insane, characters really, really fun. I'm intrigued in the world, the power system. I like the relationship between the characters, but I do hope something is going to happen, like I said previously, a plot or a goal or something for the future. And it seems in the preview we're gonna get introduced to some new characters. But yeah, I'm really curious what you guys thought about the episode. What do you think of the series so far, especially if you're new, if you haven't read the source material. But also, if you've read the source material, tell me a bit overall about the series without spoilers. Is it gonna head somewhere, or is it just gonna be random stuff happening and insane shit every time here? But as always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Dandadan. I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye bye.